My name is Norman Woodstock, Spalding Bare Bones Radio Broadcasting. I told that lady, comparing their failure with the newspaper so many times at my door, since I've had it, that I would be able to, as the great benevolent dictator of this planet, take children from 6 to 18 years old and replace most of you in positions of employment. You are all fired. And you are replaceable by children 6 to 18 years old. Do you want to bet? The conversation it requires to hold a candid conversation for an election is not happening. And you do not have a candidate because you have no candid conversation or a conversation of candid human being. Now, the children from 6 to 18 are far more able than anyone you have after 18 into the age of death that you are unable to vote. They are not able to have a candid conversation. They refuse to have it in a meaningful way. They can't discuss meaningful things. Along the street, I would write them a citation and tell them you are not allowed to vote. I would walk up undercover. You cannot hold a meaningful conversation with me as a stranger on the street. You are not allowed to vote. I would write you a citation. If you run from a meaningful conversation on the street with a stranger, you are not allowed to vote. Your job is to persuade everyone you can find to United States citizenship posture in their mind. Appreciation. So when someone wants to have a meaningful conversation with you, you are in the right position to not sell them, remind them, back them up, not persuade them, just plain call their conscience to attention. When you won't do that, and have the same facts straight in your mind as anyone you talk to, and they all have the same facts, and the same picture in their head, you are not allowed to vote. Because there is a picture or a nation right here, in everyone's head required. When you do not have that picture, and you can have a meaningful conversation about it, get out, and you're not allowed to vote. If you're getting paid from tax expenditure, you certainly are in a conflict of interest. You can't pay tax, and you can't vote. Does that make sense? Of course it does. You wouldn't want a bunch of conflict of interest making decisions for more conflict of interest, would you? Conflict of interest, the conflict of interest, the conflict of interest, the conflict of interest. Getting a grant, the conflict of interest. Grant addicts. Grant addicted, conflict of interest, conflict of interest. Grant addicted. Can't have a meaningful conversation on the street with a stranger. Conflict of interest. Get out. You can't vote. So, will you stop it? Somebody's putting these words in my mind. You know, I know this language. I reminisce it. It is the old vowel and consonant sound of the ancient art of Huatmohe. Now, in Huatmohe, you used to battle with little fingers and the eyeballs. It was just, and the other guy be going, and that's the way we did it in Huatmo. So I will speak that yeah, you remember, don't you? We all used to do that. I'm reminiscing ancient genetics with humans. We've all been down the same ancient genetic path. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to kick that away, can you? And I got you. I'm kicking you all the way to the ancient genetics you're all part of, and I was there, and you were there, we're all there. Just backing up, remember more. The veins of genetics are coming together. I'm hitting the main trunk of genetics. And I'm coming to you, you're part of the main trunk, you're just part of the veins. And genetics like a tree, growing you and me.